Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore the intriguing world of Freemasonry. Our focus will be on the 33rd degree knowledge and uncovering the real meaning behind the Masonic letter G. We'll delve into the history, symbolism, and significance of this mysterious letter. So, stay with me as we uncover some fascinating insights that shed light on this often misunderstood aspect of Freemasonry. Let's get started. Now, let's take a closer look at what this presentation will cover. We'll start with an introduction to Freemasonry itself, exploring its history and core principles. Then, we'll delve into the significance of the letter G, which is often associated with Freemasonry and encapsulates key ideas like geometry, God, and the pursuit of knowledge. Moving on, we'll examine the 33rd degree, the highest level in many Masonic traditions, and what it symbolizes in terms of enlightenment and service. We'll also discuss how Freemasonry bridges knowledge and faith, highlighting the balance between rational understanding and spiritual belief. Next, we'll explore Masonic ethics and morality, focusing on the values that guide members and influence their behavior. From there, we'll look at the broader impact of Masonic teachings on society, how principles like brotherhood, charity, and integrity have contributed positively to communities. To clear up common misunderstandings, we'll also address some myths and misconceptions about Freemasonry, separating fact from fiction. Finally, we'll conclude with some reflections on what we've learned and how these insights can deepen our understanding of this fascinating tradition. Throughout, I'll be connecting these points to the overall theme of exploring how Freemasonry promotes personal growth and societal betterment. Welcome to this next part of our journey as we explore Freemasonry. On this slide, we're diving into an introduction to what Freemasonry really is. Now, you might have heard of it before, but today, I want to give you a clear and thorough understanding of its core principles and purpose. Freemasonry is one of the oldest and most well-known fraternal organizations in the world. It's built around the idea of brotherhood, moral development, and personal growth. Members come from diverse backgrounds, but they share common values that emphasize integrity, charity, and the pursuit of knowledge. One of the key points to emphasize is that Freemasonry is not a religion, but it encourages spiritual and moral development. It promotes the idea that each individual seeks to improve themselves and contribute positively to society. Throughout its history, Freemasonry has used symbols and rituals that embody its teachings. Think of tools like the compass and square, which symbolize virtue and fairness, or its allegorical stories that teach moral lessons. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding Freemasonry helps us see how it has influenced social and cultural spheres for centuries. It's about more than secret rituals. It's about a shared commitment to building better individuals and, by extension, better communities. So, as we continue, keep in mind that Freemasonry is fundamentally about personal development, fellowship, and making a positive impact, which are themes that resonate throughout our entire presentation. Let's take a closer look at the overview of Freemasonry. It all started back in the late 1500s to early 1600s, emerging from local guilds of stonemasons who built cathedrals and castles. Over time, these craft guilds evolved into a fraternity that emphasizes moral and ethical development, using symbolically rich rituals to teach important values. At its core, Freemasonry reflects its medieval roots, centered on community building, craftsmanship, and mutual support, while also promoting philanthropy and personal growth. Now, moving on to its core principles and values. Freemasonry is fundamentally about brotherhood, honesty, charity, and truth. These aren't just words, they serve as guiding values that foster a sense of community among members. It's about supporting each other, striving for integrity, and seeking knowledge and enlightenment along the way. In essence, it's a lifelong journey of self-improvement and ethical living, all within a framework of mutual respect and support. Finally, let's look at how the organization is structured. Freemasonry is made up of various lodges, each functioning as a local chapter. These lodges operate under a larger governing body called the Grand Lodge. Within this structure, you'll find roles ranging from local craftsmen and master masons to elected officers who oversee operations. This hierarchy promotes both individual growth and collective strength, encouraging members to develop personally while upholding the core principles of brotherhood and ethical conduct that define Freemasonry. Now, let's take a closer look at the symbolism in Freemasonry and why it plays such a vital role. Symbols in Freemasonry are more than just images or signs. They are powerful tools that communicate deep philosophical meanings and moral lessons. They help us understand complex ideas that might otherwise be difficult to grasp, and they also serve to foster a sense of unity among members. Additionally, these symbols are a way of preserving ancient traditions, keeping our roots alive as we pursue knowledge and personal growth. One of the most recognizable symbols is the letter G. This letter is quite significant because it represents both God and geometry. At first glance, they might seem unrelated, but in Masonic philosophy, they are deeply connected. The G reminds us of the divine presence in all things, as well as the importance of geometry, which is fundamental to understanding the structure and order of the universe. When we understand these symbols, we gain insight into the moral and spiritual teachings that form the core of our fraternity. Now, beyond symbols, rituals also play a crucial role in Freemasonry. They provide a structured way to impart moral lessons and reinforce the bonds that tie us together as a community. Through ritual, we connect with our traditions on a profound level, and these ceremonies are filled with symbolism that deepens our understanding. They serve as a bridge between old teachings and our personal growth, allowing us to internalize the values and lessons that are central to our practice. In summary, symbols and rituals are essential elements that help us communicate, learn, and grow within Freemasonry. They connect us to our history, deepen our moral understanding, and strengthen our sense of brotherhood. When we appreciate their significance, we truly see how they support the pursuit of enlightenment and personal development that define our journey. Now let's take a closer look at the letter G. This letter is quite interesting because it comes in two main forms, the hard G as in go and the soft G as in giant. Understanding these variations is key to mastering how it's used in words. The hard G is pronounced like a G sound, and you'll find it in words like garden or great. The soft G, on the other hand, sounds like a J, as in giraffe or genuine. Recognizing which sound to use depends on the letters that follow. Usually vowels like a, O, and U tend to produce the hard G, while E, I, and Y often lead to the soft G. This understanding helps us with pronunciation and spelling, which ties into our broader goal of improving literacy skills. So by grasping these key points about the letter G, we're building a foundation for more confident reading and writing. Remember, paying attention to these details makes a big difference in how we communicate effectively. As we move to slide 7, let's explore the historical references behind the letter G in Freemasonry. You see, the letter G has deep roots that connect both to geometry and to divinity. It's a symbol that often represents God, emphasizing the spiritual aspect of our traditions, as well as the grand architect of the universe, which highlights the importance of moral and ethical teachings that are central to Masonic principles. But what's fascinating is that the meaning of G isn't fixed. It varies depending on who you ask and the context. While many see it as a direct reference to the divine or to geometry, which is fundamental to understanding the universe, others interpret it as a gateway to deeper knowledge. This reflects the personal journey each Mason takes, where the G can symbolize different concepts based on individual belief and experience. So, the origins of this letter are rich and layered, embodying both spiritual and practical dimensions. It's a powerful reminder that symbols in Freemasonry are not static. They evolve and carry multiple meanings, all contributing to our collective pursuit of enlightenment. This diversity of interpretation is part of what makes our tradition so enduring and meaningful. Now, let's explore the symbolic meanings of the letter G and how it ties into the broader themes of our presentation. First, we see that G stands for geometry and the divine. This connection highlights the idea that the principles of mathematics are not just cold, abstract concepts. They're deeply intertwined with spiritual truths. When we understand geometric principles, we're also gaining insights into the structure of the universe and our place within it. It's a beautiful reminder that science and mysticism are often two sides of the same coin. Next, G also represents godliness and the great architect. In Masonic teachings, this symbolizes divine guidance and the importance of spiritual growth. It points to the belief that there's a higher cosmic order, and that as individuals, we are part of this grand design. Recognizing this helps us align ourselves with that divine blueprint, fostering humility and reverence in our spiritual journey. Finally, G stands for gnosis, which is inner knowledge or wisdom. This isn't just about collecting facts, it's about seeking deeper understanding, enlightenment, and spiritual truths. Freemasonry encourages us to pursue this inner knowledge, to look beyond surface appearances and discover the wisdom that leads to true growth. So, in essence, the G symbolizes a bridge, connecting geometry and the divine, reminding us of the divine architect behind creation and guiding us toward inner wisdom. It's a powerful symbol that encapsulates the core of our spiritual quest and the pursuit of universal truths. Now, let's turn our attention to the 33rd degree in Freemasonry. This degree is often considered the highest honor within the Scottish Rite, and it carries a lot of historical and symbolic significance. It's not just a title, it represents a recognition of dedication, service, and mastery in Masonic principles. Achieving the 33rd degree signifies that a member has demonstrated exceptional commitment and understanding of the organization's teachings. This degree also emphasizes leadership and responsibility, often involving members in guiding and mentoring others within the fraternity. Throughout our presentation, we've seen how Freemasonry is built on layers of symbolism and tradition, and the 33rd degree embodies the culmination of that journey, symbolizing enlightenment, wisdom, and a deep connection to the organization's core values. Understanding this degree helps us appreciate the depth and complexity of Freemasonry's structure, and it highlights how the fraternity values growth, service, and the pursuit of higher knowledge at every level. Now, let's delve into the significance of the 33rd degree. This degree was established back in the 18th century, and it holds a special place within the Scottish Rite. Essentially, it's an honorary recognition reserved for those who have shown exceptional service and dedication. Think of it as a way to honor individuals who have gone above and beyond in their contributions. Historically, the 33rd degree reflects the evolution of Freemasonry itself. Over time, it has come to symbolize the moral and philosophical teachings that are so central to our tradition. It's not just about rank, it's about embodying the values that define us: integrity, wisdom, and a commitment to moral growth. Now, moving to what the degree actually means, this is really the pinnacle of Masonic achievement. When someone receives the 33rd degree, it's a recognition of their wisdom, leadership, and the sense of responsibility that comes with knowledge. It emphasizes that true leadership in Freemasonry isn't just about authority, it's about ethical conduct and serving others selflessly. So, in essence, the 33rd degree is a symbol of reaching the highest levels of understanding and commitment within our craft. It reminds us that with knowledge comes responsibility, and that our duty is to lead by example and serve humanity with integrity. This degree encapsulates the core ideals that drive us forward in our Masonic journey. Now, let's explore the rituals associated with the 33rd degree. This initiation ceremony is truly a profound experience, symbolizing the culmination of a Freemason's journey. It's not just a formality, it's a powerful ritual that emphasizes enlightenment, the pursuit of knowledge, and the responsibilities that come with leadership within the Masonic community. This ceremony is designed to inspire us towards self-improvement and altruism, encouraging members to embody the highest ideals of Freemasonry. Moving on, a key aspect of the initiation involves understanding the important symbols used during the ceremony. For instance, the double-headed eagle is a prominent symbol. It represents duality and balance, reminding us of the importance of harmony within ourselves and in our actions. Then there's the sprig of acacia, which symbolizes immortality and resilience. These symbols serve to underscore core teachings of enlightenment and moral integrity that are central to our fraternity. As a 33rd degree Mason, there are significant responsibilities that come with this honor. It's about more than personal achievement. It's about upholding the principles of Freemasonry at the highest level. This means serving as a role model for others, promoting knowledge and moral integrity, and mentoring those in lower degrees. In doing so, we help preserve and propagate the traditions and values that make Freemasonry an enduring and meaningful institution. So, in essence, the rituals and symbols are not just ceremonial. They're a reminder of our commitments, our pursuit of enlightenment, and our duty to lead by example within the Masonic community. Now, let's explore the fascinating intersection of knowledge and faith. Throughout history, these two have often been seen as separate, even opposing forces. But in reality, they can complement each other in powerful ways. Knowledge represents our understanding of the world through reason, science, and evidence, while faith involves trust, belief, and spiritual insight. When we bring these together, we open ourselves up to a more holistic view of life. It's about recognizing that faith can inspire curiosity and that knowledge can deepen our spiritual understanding. This intersection is where growth happens, where questions lead to discovery, and where beliefs are enriched by new insights. Connecting this to our overall theme, it reminds us that seeking truth isn't about choosing between faith and knowledge, but about integrating both to enrich our journey of understanding and meaning. Now, let's delve into the role of esoteric teachings within Freemasonry, specifically focusing on the importance of masters and scholars. These individuals act as guides, bridging the gap between hidden knowledge and spiritual beliefs. Their role is truly crucial because they help deepen our understanding, promote personal growth, and encourage us to integrate wisdom with faith along our Masonic journey. It's important to recognize that in Freemasonry, there's a strong emphasis on the intersection of knowledge and faith. Achieving truth isn't just about intellectual understanding, it also involves spiritual belief. This dual approach nurtures a more profound comprehension of our existence, urging us to seek enlightenment both through reasoned inquiry and within our inner convictions. So the pursuit of truth becomes a balanced journey, one that combines the rational with the spiritual. This balance not only enriches our individual paths, but also aligns with the broader themes of Freemasonry, seeking light, understanding, and ultimately, a deeper connection to the divine and to ourselves. Let's explore how spirituality and enlightenment are connected to knowledge. As we seek to understand more about ourselves and the universe, this pursuit actually promotes spiritual growth. It encourages us to think critically and reflect deeply on our beliefs and experiences. Now, the Masonic letter G is a powerful symbol here, representing both God and geometry. This dual symbolism highlights the link between divine wisdom and our intellectual understanding. It's like a bridge guiding us toward enlightenment and a deeper faith. Moving on to how we can achieve this enlightenment, it's often through a combination of introspection, studying sacred texts, and practicing meditation. These methods help us grow personally and spiritually. They invite us to blend wisdom with faith, which deepens our connection with the divine. Ultimately, the intersection of knowledge and faith isn't just about learning. It's about transforming ourselves and opening our hearts to greater understanding and spiritual fulfillment. This approach aligns perfectly with our overall theme of seeking truth and enlightenment on our journey. Now, let's turn our attention to Masonic ethics and morality. These are foundational to understanding what it truly means to be a Freemason. At its core, Masonic ethics emphasize integrity, honesty, and fairness, values that guide us not just within the lodge, but in our everyday lives. Morality, in this context, is about striving to do what is right, even when no one is watching. It's about cultivating virtues like charity, humility, and brotherly love. What's important to recognize is that these principles are not just abstract ideas. They're practical guidelines that shape our character and actions. As Freemasons, we're encouraged to uphold high ethical standards, to be role models in our communities, and to act with compassion and justice. Connecting this to the broader theme of the presentation, these ethics serve as the moral compass that guides our personal growth and our interactions with others. They reinforce the idea that Freemasonry isn't just about rituals or symbols. It's about building a better, more virtuous self and contributing positively to society. And in doing so, we live out the true spirit of Masonry, fostering trust, respect, and brotherhood in everything we do. Now, let's explore the principles of Masonic ethical conduct, starting with the importance of integrity. Integrity truly is the foundation of everything we stand for in Freemasonry. It's about more than just honesty. It's about consistency in our actions and staying true to our moral principles at all times. When we act with integrity, it builds trust, not just among our fellow members, but also within ourselves. It enhances our personal character and ensures that we uphold the core values of Freemasonry in all aspects of our lives. Moving on, another vital principle is altruism. In Freemasonry, altruism means putting others before ourselves through selfless acts of service. It's about genuinely caring for the well-being of others and working to improve the community around us. This spirit of compassion and moral integrity creates a supportive environment where everyone feels valued and uplifted. Both of these principles, integrity and altruism, are central to the ethical conduct we strive to live by. They reinforce the overall theme of our presentation, reminding us that Freemasonry isn't just about symbolic rituals, but about embodying virtues that guide us to be better individuals and responsible members of society. Now, let's turn our attention to some of the ethical dilemmas that can arise within Freemasonry. At its core, Freemasonry emphasizes integrity and a sense of duty, but members often find themselves in situations where their personal beliefs might conflict with Masonic values. This creates a delicate balancing act, one that requires deep introspection and open dialogue. It's important to remember that maintaining alignment between your moral compass and fraternity principles is essential, but so is respecting individual convictions. We've also looked at some case studies that illustrate these challenges. For example, members might face dilemmas like choosing between loyalty to the lodge and staying true to their personal principles. These situations highlight the importance of ethical decision-making and understanding how to navigate complex moral landscapes while upholding the values of the fraternity. Finally, as we compare different perspectives, let's say, for instance, comparing item A and item B, what's clear is that ethical choices within Freemasonry are nuanced. They often require us to weigh our obligations to the lodge against our broader moral responsibilities. This discussion helps deepen our understanding of how to handle moral conflicts thoughtfully, ensuring that we remain true to both our personal integrity and the principles that unite us as Freemasons. Now, let's explore the impact of Masonic teachings on society. Throughout history, Freemasonry has emphasized principles like brotherhood, moral integrity, and charity. These values have inspired members to contribute positively to their communities, promoting social cohesion and ethical behavior. Masonic teachings encourage individuals to strive for self-improvement, which in turn fosters a more responsible and compassionate society. You'll notice that many societal advancements, especially in the realms of charity, education, and civic engagement, have been influenced by Masonic ideals. These teachings often serve as a foundation for initiatives that aim to uplift others and create a more equitable world. Connecting this back to the overall theme, it's clear that Freemasonry's influence extends beyond individual growth. It shapes the fabric of society itself. Their emphasis on moral development and community service helps build a more harmonious and progressive society for everyone. Let's take a moment to explore how Freemasonry has historically contributed to shaping our society, particularly in the realms of government and social reform. Freemasonry has played a significant role in promoting core ideals like liberty, equality, and fraternity. These principles are at the heart of democratic governance and are reflected in many modern political systems. In fact, several of our founding fathers were Freemasons, and their Masonic beliefs influenced their ideas about individual rights and civic responsibility, which helped lay the foundation for the freedoms we enjoy today. Beyond politics, Freemasonry has also been a driving force behind social reforms. The teachings emphasize values such as justice, charity, and equality, values that have propelled initiatives in education, civil rights, and public welfare. Freemasons have historically championed efforts to improve society, often leading community-driven projects that foster solidarity and progress. So, when we think about the broader impact of Freemasonry, it's clear that its influence extends well beyond the lodge. It has helped shape the values and institutions that support a fair and compassionate society, core themes that run throughout our entire presentation. Now, let's explore how Masonic values remain relevant in our modern society. At the core, teachings like integrity, charity, and brotherhood continue to serve as guiding principles. These values are not just ideals from the past. They actively promote community cohesion, personal responsibility, and ethical leadership today. They encourage each of us to engage positively and constructively within our communities. Furthermore, Masonic teachings emphasize charity and community service, inspiring members to participate in outreach initiatives. These efforts help foster social cohesion and uphold ethical standards, all while addressing societal needs. By doing so, Freemasonry continues to make a meaningful and positive impact in our world, demonstrating that its principles are as vital now as they have ever been. Now, let's take a moment to address some common myths and misconceptions that often surround this topic. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing certain ideas without questioning them, but doing so can really hinder progress. One key point to remember is that many myths are based on outdated information or misunderstandings. For example, there's a misconception that this process is too complicated or only for experts. But in reality, with the right guidance, anyone can get involved. Another important point is that misconceptions can create unnecessary fear or resistance, which is why we're here, to clarify these points and separate fact from fiction. By debunking these myths, we can foster a more open and informed mindset, encouraging more people to engage and contribute. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that questioning assumptions and seeking accurate information is essential to truly understanding the bigger picture. This aligns perfectly with our overall goal of promoting awareness and informed action. Now, let's talk about some of the common misunderstandings surrounding Freemasonry. Many conspiracy theories portray it as a secretive organization that manipulates world events from behind the scenes. But in reality, Freemasonry is much more transparent than these theories suggest. Its core focus is on promoting moral values and philanthropy, and it maintains open membership and active charitable work. So, the idea of a hidden agenda or controlling global affairs isn't supported by what Freemasonry actually stands for. Moving on to the notion of secrecy, many people believe Freemasonry is completely shrouded in mystery. However, the organization operates quite openly within its principles. While some rituals and symbols are kept private, it encourages community engagement and knowledge sharing. This openness often leads to misunderstandings about what Freemasonry truly is and what its purposes are. Ultimately, it's important to see that these myths about secrecy and conspiracy are just that, myths. Freemasonry's true mission is about community service, moral growth, and brotherhood, not hidden control or secret agendas. Recognizing this helps us better understand the organization's real role in society. Now, let's take a closer look at the role of the letter G in our symbolism. Many people tend to think of it as just representing either God or geometry, and while those interpretations are common, they don't tell the whole story. In fact, the letter G symbolizes a much broader spectrum of knowledge. It's about personal growth, enlightenment, and the ongoing pursuit of understanding within our Masonic teachings. This highlights how multifaceted the symbol truly is. It's not limited to just one meaning, but encompasses a range of concepts that are central to our journey. To deepen our understanding, there are numerous educational resources available, books, lectures, and discussions that explore these symbols and principles more thoroughly. These tools help dispel misconceptions and reveal the richer, more comprehensive significance of the G beyond just the familiar interpretations. So, when we see the G, let's remember it's a symbol of continuous learning and enlightenment, reflecting the broader values we hold dear in Masonry. This understanding reinforces our overall theme, that symbols are layered and full of meaning, encouraging us to seek deeper insight into our teachings. As we come to the final slide, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we've covered and highlight some key points. Throughout this presentation, we've explored the importance of understanding the core concepts and how they connect to the bigger picture. It's not just about the details, but about seeing how each piece fits into the overall puzzle. We've emphasized the value of critical thinking and continuous learning as essential tools for adapting and growing in any field. Remember, reflection helps us solidify our understanding and identify areas for improvement. So, as you move forward, I encourage you to keep these ideas in mind, staying curious, questioning assumptions, and applying what you've learned. This approach not only enhances your knowledge, but also prepares you to tackle future challenges with confidence. In the end, it's about integrating these insights into your daily practice and ongoing development. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this has been a meaningful and inspiring session for you. As we move to slide 25, let's consider the importance of knowledge within Freemasonry. This journey we're on isn't just about reaching a certain point or acquiring facts, it's about a lifelong pursuit of wisdom. The idea that knowledge isn't a destination, but a continuous path, is central to our teachings. You'll notice the letter G, often associated with Freemasonry. This symbolizes our ongoing quest for understanding and enlightenment. It's a reminder that we should always seek deeper insight, personal growth, and moral development throughout our lives. Now, the legacy of Masonic teachings underscores that this pursuit of knowledge is truly transformative. It's not just about accumulating information, it's about how that knowledge shapes us, encourages us to improve ourselves, and live ethically. Freemasonry fosters a sense of brotherhood rooted in shared wisdom that passes through generations. And ultimately, this pursuit helps us build moral character, not just for ourselves, but for society as a whole. So, as we reflect on the overall theme of this presentation, remember that knowledge in Freemasonry is a powerful, ongoing journey, one that guides us toward enlightenment, ethical living, and a lasting sense of brotherhood that benefits everyone around us. As we come to the final thoughts, I want to emphasize the importance of encouraging open dialogue. When we invite diverse interpretations of the Masonic letter, G, we open the door to a richer understanding of its true significance. This exchange of perspectives not only deepens our individual insights, but also fosters a stronger sense of community among members. Engaging with different viewpoints promotes critical thinking and helps us connect more meaningfully with one another, ultimately enriching our collective pursuit of knowledge within Freemasonry. In essence, the letter G stands for more than just a symbol. It represents a profound journey of learning and moral growth. When we embrace this invitation to explore further, we're encouraged to delve deeper into Masonic teachings. This pursuit of enlightenment becomes a lifelong journey, balancing faith, science, and spirituality in harmony. So I invite you all to continue exploring, asking questions, and sharing insights. Let's keep the dialogue open, because it's through these conversations that we grow stronger, wiser, and more united in our shared quest for understanding. Thank you so much for being with me through this journey. I truly appreciate your time and attention. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for all the support and inspiration you've provided along the way. It's been a pleasure sharing this knowledge and passion with you. Remember, the Masonic audiobook library is here as a resource to continue your learning and growth. Your support helps keep this project alive and thriving. So, thank you once again for being part of this community. I look forward to what we can achieve together in the future.